Hello BookTube, welcome to Lizzie Faye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth and this is the Sisterhood of the World Vlogger Award tag. I was tagged by Tiffany of the Crafty Home. Thanks Tiffany for my first tag. And the way it works is she tagged 10 people with 10 questions, and now I in turn am to tag 10 more people with 10 different questions. So the questions I got from Tiffany are the following. Number 1, how often do you record your videos? Still pretty new to BookTube, but once a week is kind of my goal, and if I can get 2 done in one day and then upload them, maybe one that day and one later on in the week, then that is my goal, and I have been working towards that. Number 2, how much of your day is devoted to reading? Well, it depends on the day of the week and what I'm doing. I am a substitute teacher, so now that school has started back, I'll be able to read on my lunch and some in the evenings. On the day that I work my theme park job, I usually can get a good bit read because in between shows and sets, I can read. So it just depends. When I'm home on a Saturday, it depends on what I have to do. Some days I can read a couple of hours, and sometimes less than that. But when I'm home doing housework, I usually have some sort of an audiobook going that I can hear, so that whatever I'm doing, I can listen to an audiobook. Number 3, what is your favorite genre of books? Well, really, I'd say my top favorite genre is YA dystopian. And I know that's very common on BookTube, and I'd love to be able to be different and say something different, but I do also read a lot of women's fiction and Southern humor. Southern humor is probably ranks right up there with YA dystopian, and those two genres are about as different as night and day. So I guess I have eclectic taste, but I do enjoy a lot of different genres, but the dystopian and the Southern humor would be my top 2 favorites. Number 4, how often do you use your library? Well, I use it constantly. Volunteering, or I do book club. My daughter has a book club, and we try to participate in various library activities. I'm also the book sales chairman for the Friends of the Library, so I'm there quite often working on sorting and pricing books. We have a book sale once a month, and then a work day once a month. I always have books and audiobooks and sometimes DVDs checked out, so we use the library constantly. Number 5, what is the first book you ever read? Well, I remember learning to read with Dick and Jane, and this is Fun with Our Family. I believe our actual first grade reader was called Fun with Dick and Jane, and we might have had several different stories, and I remember one of my first words, I remember reading Run, see Jane run, Spot, see Spot run, and this is it right here. It's a great way to learn to read. How have your reading habits changed since starting BookTube? Well, it depends on whether you're talking about starting to watch BookTube videos or starting to make BookTube videos. Because when I started watching videos, my reading did increase a good bit. Then when I decided I was going to start a channel, I went for about 2 weeks where I read almost nothing because I was busy trying to film, edit, and upload videos. Now that I've gotten the hang of that a little better, I have increased again, especially thanks to TBR Takedown and BookTubeathon. Those 2 events really motivated me and gave me the incentive to really get back into reading a good amount per week, and making sure that I read some each day. So now my reading has increased again. So I would say overall, from the time I learned about BookTube until now, I've definitely increased my reading. Number 7, what are you currently reading? Right now I am currently reading the Sunshine State Young Reader Award nominees. There's 15 of those for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and since that's where my kids fit in, I am reading those books right now because I want to be up to date on what the hottest books are for middle graders. And when I'm done with those, then perhaps I will also read the 15 books that are for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. Now, I have already read 6 of those, and the one I'm currently on that I just started is really not the type of book that I read very often, but it's called Night Gardener by Jonathan Augier. And this is kind of creepy. It says the Night Gardener follows 2 abandoned Irish siblings who travel to work as servants at a creepy, crumbling English manor house. But the house and its inhabitants are not quite what they seem. So if you like this kind of book, then this is probably going to be pretty good because it has been chosen to be one of the top books for middle graders for this year. In my car, I'm listening to A Case of Nosy Neighbors by Lori Copeland. This is the 3rd in the Morning Shade Mystery series, and as far as I know, it's the last one, and I really hope she writes some more, because they are so fun. They're not murder mysteries. They're just fun little community mysteries that take place in a small town, and they are Christian based. I've really been enjoying these books. I read the first two and sent them to my sister, and then I discovered that the library had the third one on cassette, and that's what works in my car. Another book I'm currently reading is the Everything Organize Your Home book by Jason Rich. I am just trying to read a chapter or two here and there, just working my way through it gradually. It was something I picked up at a book sale, and I enjoy reading organizing books. Number 8, what is your favorite place to read? Well, at my house, I do like to read in the recliner, but I find that I fall asleep. So really, my favorite place to read if I want to get a lot of reading done is at my kitchen table. I can still put my feet up in one of the other chairs, and I have a nice flat surface, so I can put my coffee cup down and a snack if I want. So I do enjoy reading in the dining room because it's generally quieter. When the rest of the family are, doing something else, then I have the space to myself, and I don't have to worry about the sound of the TV or anything like that. So I do prefer the kitchen table. But I also find that I really enjoy reading at work, at my theme park job. I only do that once a week, but it's a place where I can read in between shows and sets, and I don't have to worry about any of the other distractions that I have at home, and I don't have to worry about other things getting in the way other than, I have to stop every once in a while and do a show. So, but other than that, I really do enjoy reading at work. And then now that I will be going back to work, substitute teaching, I will be reading at lunch and things like that too. And I always try to carry a book with me wherever I go so that if I have a minute or two, I can read a page. Number 9, this question again is from Tiffany, and she asked, what book would you recommend for me? Tiffany and I have already talked in the comments a little bit about Grace Livingston Hill. She is a Christian author from way back in the early 1900s, and she wrote over 100 books. This is one of my favorites. Now, I haven't read all of them, and I don't even remember all of the ones that I've read. It's been so many years. But this one I have read in more recent years, and it is one of my favorites. This story is about Julia Cloud, who is an older middle-aged woman, and she has been the long-term caregiver for her mother, and her mother passes. So now she's faced with what to do with herself, and her sister, who is not very likable, just assumes that she's going to move in with her and help take care of her large family. And Julia is about to resign herself to that when into the picture come a niece and nephew that she's not seen in many years, and she's invited to come and live with them at their boarding school or college. And so she has to decide what she's going to do with the rest of her life. And this is a really wonderful book, very heartwarming, very just very nice book. Number 10 is kind of a crazy question. If you could combine any two animals, what would they be, how would it act, and what would you call it? Well, I guess I would combine a cat and a dog, but it wouldn't be like the cat dog from the old TV series. It would probably be just one. It would have one head and be one animal, but it would have some of my favorite characteristics of both cats and dogs. It would come when it's called and wag its tail, but it would also be independent enough that if I had to if I had to go on an overnight camping trip or something, then I could still put food out and it would be able to use the litter box, and I guess I would call it George. So thanks, Tiffany, for these questions. They were fun, and I will put my 10 questions down in the comments. Booktubers that I'm going to tag for this video are What Cristi's Reading, Sarathestorydweller, Rachel Louise Atkin, The Gwendolyn Reading Method, ABasketCaseyReads, Reader Girl 007, Novels and Nonsense, RubeeBooks, Cherie Lampley, and Lia Books. So I hope you guys have fun with this tag, and that's all I have for today. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.